Hello guys, once again it's Dominique Pierce, and I'm trying to pump out a couple videos today because honestly this channel is overdue for some videos. I've been trying to get some videos out, but it's usually a situation where I don't like the way that they turned out, or I just don't have the time to. I want to review Raw, but I feel like that's too much to do. So right now I'm gonna be talking about the popular subject in wrestling right now, the brand extension. Many people seem to be very negative about this, which I'm actually very surprised about. I the wrestling that I hate to say it like I'm kind of old, but kind of the wrestling that I grew up on, the wrestling that made me become a fan of wrestling was the brand extension version of wrestling where, you will have Raw and then you have a completely different SmackDown. So it's kind of like you could watch one or the other, and that might not be too good for business, but it's kind of like in the brand extension era, if you didn't like what was happening on Raw or you didn't like what was happening on SmackDown, there were two completely different shows and they had two completely different feels and vibes for it. Towards the end of the brand extension, the Raw and SmackDown brand actually meant nothing. But I feel like if WWE could avoid the brand extension meaning nothing, I feel like it will turn out very good because because I found myself very entertained by 2003 SmackDown and 2004 Raw. And I guess the casual wrestling fan, it wouldn't appeal to them to watch SmackDown. So in there are a bunch of positives and negatives on both ends of the spectrum, but when you have like SmackDown, which was a roster full of young talent, and if you didn't have that brand extension, the Raw and SmackDown, you wouldn't have people like John Cena, for example, or Eddie Guerrero finally getting his big thing, or you could name a bunch of them: Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio. A whole bunch of wrestlers that are now kind of household names, and they would have never gotten a chance without the brand extension because with this brand extension you can kind of have a SmackDown side where you have like three or four top guys on SmackDown, in a Raw brand where you have three or four top guys on Raw. And I know there's a great possibility that WWE just won't do the right thing, and we're not gonna have that. But there's a possibility that it will happen, and I think that is what makes the subject of the brand extension, so great, that you have all these possibilities, and some people could be made, you know, and I feel like as far as a move to make more entertaining television, the brand extension is perfect. Because a lot of people have been complaining about, like, oh, there's only one top guy, or there are not any top heels. Having two separate brands kind of forces WWE to make more top guys, because you have to split them up. So as long as WWE does what is necessary, I feel like the brand extension could be very, very entertaining TV. It could make for very entertaining TV. I meant, but a lot of people feel like WWE won't do that. Weigh in with your opinion, guys. Do you believe the brand extension is a good thing for business or a bad thing for business? Do you think it's a good thing for television or a bad thing? Do you think it's going to boost the SmackDown ratings, which is probably the reason why they do that? Do you think they're going to be two separate titles, weigh in with your opinions. I want to hear about you. Bye guys, it's Dominique Pierce. Have beautiful days, wonderful nights, and I might have another video coming. I might.